Now, how to start with this? Mind you, yeah, you should tell me that. Okay, good. How to start? Oh, no, I'm in the wrong format, but yeah, it's the wrong format. Well, leave it there. Doesn't matter. Okay, now the best or the easiest or the simplest version of that will be of starting starting. The simplest way to start will be you have the head, which moves kind of this. You have that, which goes there. The hair up here. Then neck, very small. Well, the way it looks short, but obviously it's at the normal pace, but it looks short the way that we see it. Okay? Then you have belly, foot going that way. It's really angular, the foot. If you see it that way, if you see that way, it's really angular foot. And then you have there the other foot, belly again, hoof, and there the back foot here, which you've got the muscle. I would call it kneecap. I don't know the terminology on horses, but I'm calling it like a kneecap, which is this part here. Then you have the extension of the foot here and tail. So belly, head. I'm turning the head a little bit more than I should, but I think the head is more here. Look lower, the nose, lower the nose, eyes, ear, hair, and look, that's extremely important because you might not see that. David, do you have a copy of that?
David gave them.
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah.
Oh, you got it. Okay. And look, this one here. The end of his body, his hair. We don't know what it is, but it doesn't matter. But then the horse's body is right at the eye, so it's there. The rear end, yeah? And then you have another line which moves like that down here, and muscle at the front, the kneecap here, hoof, then the other hoof, which is really close to that front leg. Well, there you are.
Just like that.
That's a designer. Yeah, it's the first images I remember drawing when I was maybe 4 or 5 were horses. Always loved horses.
Oh right.
Yeah, my weak point. Even when I was at school, the teacher was talking, I was drawing horses. Yeah, it's I just love them. They're beautiful. They're just beautiful to look at.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What you started that one with outlines.
Well,
the actual thing, but sometimes you start with shading and then why?
Yes.
Why is that just a preference for anybody?
Well, I could have started with shading, but it would be probably confusing because there's so many legs. It's not only 2 legs; there are 4 legs.
Yeah.
Like double of our legs.
Yeah.
So I was thinking I better start it with a bit more, kind of architectural design of the body, and then add obviously as we go along. Now would be, as Jane said, now is the time to add the shadow, shading. There. There you have it. Dark. And look, if you get it right, if you get the design right, the drawing, well, the design of the body, as in, if you was to see it as a, let's say, obviously it's not an architectural drawing, but you have to design it well, and then shading will be now easy peasy task, because look, at the end of the day, you can keep it at a sketch sketch mode, if you know what I mean here. Look. Now that's important because first of all, you have the shadow of the horse on the ground here. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is here. It probably looks like an earth which was by the galloping. It just
Yeah, it
flew
looks
out.
like
Yeah, possibly.
Something like that. Yes.
dust. Oh, that. Yeah.
Dust or something like that. Now, one thing that I see that is not going well is that the legs, the back legs, are longer. So I think I should come down here and put the legs a bit of a longer. There. So a bit longer the legs, back legs at least, and front legs here. 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 And what will make that shine is, look, it's the background. Class, listen. You darken the background, especially here where I see, you see that white bit?
Yeah.
And here, so darken the background here. You see, and that lifts the horse off the page. There. And to be a little bit more intense with the darks, because I think they're a bit too light, but I'm going and I'm darkening on purpose. I'm darkening a lot more than they appear to be, just to make it a little bit more impressive, as in prettier to look at. Okay. And hoof itself a bit longer, and yes, and a bit again, a bit longer, a back foot, and this dark, the whole leg dark. Look, I've gone too dark, but I've done it again. I've done it on purpose. But look what you can do: soften, just with finger, and make it a little bit like a voluminous leg, which it is. It's hugely muscly legs on the horse, and dark here, and very, very light onto the back foot and the hoof, which is actually immersed onto the dust here. Back leg again, and what I need to, I think I've gone too close with both back legs. You see what I've done here? But what I need to do is to, again, bring that distance a little bit more between two back legs. There is a, I'm talking about the here, and that's called the negative shape. We've done that. You remember this? Negative shape. And back foot, and here's go. There. A bit more distance, as I said. And best thing to do now is to, is it the pencil? Yeah, pencil, but I think without the pencil, well, with the brush, with the charcoal, make it, create a very, very sharp edge. And come and draw these, the muscles within the first foot at the front, knee. I don't know if I call it, I'm calling it a knee, but you know what I mean. It's that rounded bit here.
Is it a knee in a horse? It must be, isn't it?
Well, I mean, they might not be called a knee, they might have a different, but it,
Yeah.
Would make sense.
well, yeah, I mean,
First joint after the hip.
yeah, it's a joint.
Just
Yeah.
the foot is elongated. I don't know what fetlock is.
Fetlock, yeah, what's a fetlock?
But yeah, you know what.
Sounds very horsey.
It does sound that's the only one I know of it.
Very horsey.
Yeah.
I never use it in my conversation.
And then the ear, there you are. And the eye here. But anyway, anyhow, because I'm actually now what I'm doing, I'm just making it, creating more and more, or getting it closer and closer. But The design was at the beginning. Now it's just a matter of playing with the shadows. If you see where I'm at now at the moment, and thinner, the throat, the mouth, Morse's mouth. There. And getting it. And if you the background again. Getting the background darker because thing is it's a white horse, so that helps. By darkening the background, that helps. A bit. See what I'm doing? Softening those darks because they look like trees here. And actually, what I want the concentration of the viewer to be on the horse. So everything else takes a secondary or even tertiary importance here.
Fetlock is sometimes called the horse's ankle.
Oh,
Ankle.
Yeah, the fetlock is actually more like the ball of the foot on humans.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, because there's
Yeah,
an extra-
ankle. Yeah, that's it. Ankle.
Yeah.
No, I think I've heard that. Yes, you're right. What's this ankle? No.
Well,
Yes.
something we've learned, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, out of art.
And
last week philosophy of art, this week horse anatomy.
Well,
Diverse.
yes.
well, we
If
make
they
sure
keep coming, we'll be genii.
we have full lessons here on anatomy and philosophy and drawing.
It's very interesting on that portrait program last night.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Oh, I've seen
The
it.
artist was talking about owning the drawing, the painting, whatever. Like you were talking about owning it last week and putting your own mark on it. So
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, there you are. You're ahead of the
There
game.
you are.
Yeah.
when I talk, you don't trust me, so
I like
So you have to listen from TV.
Well, yeah.
I'm joking. You know.
Her paintings were like pictures, photos, weren't they?
It's phenomenal, the outcome of that one. I don't watch it every time, but every time I do watch it, it's
Yeah.
brilliant.
She was a 2 degrees mathematician and historian, wasn't it? And she's just perfectionist, basically.
Who is this?
I forget her name. Do you remember her name, David?
I don't know.
It's a program on, and it's called Portraits, and it's
Which program? Which channel?
BBC One,
Oh, right.
and it's that Tiny Temper, I think he's called,
Yeah.
and he gets somebody from society who's done well, and then matches them with an artist who does a portrait of them, and then there's a big reveal. It's very clever, isn't it?
Very much to capture their
Yeah,
character and their achievement. And,
that's right. It's not long. It's about half an hour.
It's only half an hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Look on
But it's not so much about the technical side, it's about the appreciation of the individual and how you make those decisions when you're the artist.
Okay, I think that will be it. As David needs to go early today.
Well, don't worry about me.
No. I'm worried about everyone.
That's come out now.
That's
nicely.
lovely.
Huh?
It's come out really well.
Thank you.
It's got
Well,
that sense of the horses changing direction.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Not that
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
left leg.
One thing they haven't done well, because that looks static. You see, that looks. It's not actually correct, either in gesture or in the positioning. So I better look.
Oh yes,
that-
it's farther. Yes,
Yes,
it's closer, isn't it?
First of all, it's further to the left,
Yeah.
and secondly, it's not that straight
Straight,
down.
no.
Yeah. So look. So what you do. See, take it off the mind of the people like this. Look, give it a different. See, just lose it, and that becomes part of the background.
Yeah.
And so the eye doesn't go there, but I can come back and do this. Look. Just a shadow, and that will be enough. Hold on, because that looks like horses. So let's not do that. Okay. Okay, there. But do you see what I mean? Eh? Something like that. Yeah. That came up relatively
Relatively.
quick.
Yeah.
Quick. Okay, now the tail. Okay. Muy bien. Let's stop the video because that will be nice. Let's continue with our horse a little bit more. What I remember from it, they're a bit darker here. And this is obviously sunk onto his hoof, sunk here on sand. Another one there, there, and a bit wider. I think that needs to go. Also move that line a bit further to the right. Is a bit less dark than that. And move the nose further down, nostril. And a bit more there. And there is something wrong with this leg. Here again. But yes, there's something wrong with that part of his foot. Sorry, leg. So I guess it's a bit further down. There, and then move that bone structure here thinner. Thinner there. More bone. Move the bone structure there. A bit more muscle here as well. Horse's tail. There, I will brighten that area up and get his back side a little bit linear line here, back side. Darker line, I mean. His hair is beautiful. Moves up with beautiful gesture. The hair is beautifully gestured here. With a white horse. Keep all the mane as white as possible here. Light. And this mane hair that way. And a little bit more muscle on that side, so just move it out there. That's his muscly part of his neck. Muscly part of the muscle part of the horse's neck. Bit of highlights here. More muscle here, more muscle on his front leg. On the right hand side, and move it downwards and get this. Rounded bone structure here. There. And the hoof here. And here as well. Hoof as well. Maybe move that muscle a bit lower to create a longer leg. Yeah, longer. That is longer. That part of the leg is much longer than that. That's it. There. And then bring the hoof lower there. Bone structure here, longer leg there. And that muscle a bit lighter here. There we are. Here. Hoof. And he's obviously hoof which is sunk in the sand. I'll lighten up all the highlights of the where I see highlights. I will spray it and then try to do a bit darker side of the horse here. There. Push the eyes a bit further up. I think the head is quite short, so I'll push the eyes up here. Eyes up here. Longer, elongated face. Maybe even change the head a bit further to the left a bit more. More of an elongated face. There you are. And ear, just ear up here. Highlight the ear a bit more, less dark up here. Eye moving in that way a bit more to the right. Jaw. And although I wanted to increase the size of the face, but I think it's gone a bit wide now. There, it's gone wide here, yes. Yeah, and that part, that muscle goes a bit lower than that. There. There as well. There you are, and a little bit thinner here, thinner, or bring the eye up a bit more. Ear, eye up, there. I'm messing up the head now. There. Eye, the other eye, hair. As the hair floats that way. Eyes are closer here, up there. Nostril, jaw. Highlight on his front muscle. There. Ear, up here. Hair. Ear here. I mean eye, sorry. There, the eyes. Messed up a little bit with the face. The movement is alright. Lighter. Lighter there. Lighter here. Lighter here. Lighter there. There. Straighten up. Straighten up the face. Straighten up the face here. A bit more. There. Its mane. There you are. Bit darker the background. To highlight this beautiful mane here. charcoal gone. All right, bring back the charcoal, bring back those darks here. Beautiful. Lighter. Lighter. And there. Okay. It seems to go back on track now. And his tail. There. All right. Darker nostril. Highlight here on the nostril. And forehead, more highlight on his eyes. Darker here. On the hoof, lighter at the top of the hoof as the sunlight comes through. Thinner. And there. And highlight here. Highlight there. Just a bit, yeah, because the white horse I'm keeping it, because the white horse I'm keeping as much light as I can here. And just darken it here. The belly, highlight there, and a nostril here. Right, I'll spray it and I'll give it another dark. Spray it first. Actually, before I spray it, as usual, just bring the lights further up, you know, lit it up as much as you can on his nostrils. There, eyes here, eyelids, hair. So highlight as much as you can there. There. And highlight here as well. And there. And here. There. Okay, just spray it now. Leave it for a while till it dries, and then carry on. Okay, a little bit darker now. Although by listening to all this trumpet, probably that will go down well, a bit quicker and better. Okay, so I think I just need to increase a bit more the darks, to be honest, all around, and we're done. Not much left to do. Darker here. Darker there. Dark on the leg underneath. And here. Big bone structure here. Darker bone structure there. Bit more of an angle here. Dark on the leg down here. Also slightly darker here. There, darker. Again dark around the neck. Here. Around the neck here, let's say darker here. Dark around the neck here. Yeah, dark around here. Bit light around the head, horse's head, there. Of eye. Eyelid. Here. And there. Hair. And there. Darker here as well. Dark on the background. And that beautiful hair here, a bit lighter at the top. There. There. Tail. Darker here. And rounded bone structure. A bit of dust all around here. There. I think I'll make that a little bit thinner or less important, that line, just because this that leg of the horse is further back. There. And a little bit more bone here. And a bit further, these two back legs a bit further from each other. There. There. And there you have the eye, can reappear in here. And there as well. Keeping the eye a bit further up on both sides, and the eyelid. It looks like a person now, like a human. So let's get that humanoid bit out of the horse. Humanoid look. Okay then, I think it's pretty much done. So day to day. Don't like actually see what's happened to his hoof, but I guess it's just sunk into the sand here, kind of. So 7, is that 7? Or 7. 22. Okay, I'll see you on the next one then.